I absolutely loved this. This was so perfect. It was brilliant, and like I said, hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly reading vlog, and I am going to be continuing on with what I've been doing every week this month so far, and that is a themed reading vlog. So we started off with murder mysteries, and then last week we did Gothic books, and this week is all about the vampire books. So I really want to read Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. I'm really excited for this one. I think it's just going to be decadent and gothic and amazing, and I really can't wait. I've heard nothing but good things about this one, so I desperately need to read it. I don't know what else I'm going to read though. So I will be reading more than just this book, because this book is only 308 pages long, but it is rather tiny text. So we're going to see how far we actually get into this tonight, because I want to start it tonight, so we'll see how far we actually get into it, but I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. I have really high expectations, and I'm really pleased that I'm finally getting around to reading this. For the rest of the week, I don't know what I'm going to read, in all honesty, and to fit with my theme, it's got to have vampires in it, or it's got to be based around vampires, inspired by vampires, something along those lines. Vampires, it has to be involved somehow. Definitely Interview with a Vampire. After that, I don't know, and I've enjoyed kind of leaving it free and not having a set TBR, which is what I did last week, where I had one book which I had to read, and then I kind of left it open to see how it went for the rest of the week, and I really enjoyed doing that. So we're gonna do the same thing this week. Also, this week though, oh wait, before I get into that, I have started an ebook which is From Below. Is it From Below? Yeah, From Below by Darcy Coates. It's the first Darcy Coates book I have read. Very intrigued by it, because this is a book that's been recommended to me if I enjoy Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant, which I loved. It was a mermaid oceanic horror book. Fantastic. Now, so far, I started this today when I was at work on my lunch break, and so far it's starting out very similar. So I've read the first 4 chapters. This ship that went missing, it went 20 miles off course, it was sunk, they didn't know what happened to it. They've spent years and years wondering what on earth's happened to this thing, and now we have a documentary going out because they think they found the ship at the bottom of the ocean, and so they're going to go to this place. It's between somewhere near Sweden, I think it was, in the ocean. We have a few different people. It's not a big crew, but they've got a few people going out. Now, they're not going out very prepared. None of them are expert divers except one. It's going to go wrong. You know it's going to go wrong because nobody is actually trained for what they're doing. This is all for a documentary. Loads of money been thrown at it, but well, we're going to see how it goes. Now, that's very similar setup to Into the Drowning Deep. We had this ship that initially went out that then vanished. Nobody knew what was going on. Skip forward a few years later, and we're following someone that manages to get onto another ship that is filming a documentary about what happened to that ship. So very similar. I'm intrigued to see where the differences are going to be and what it's going to be like. I'm glad I've had that amount of time that I have had between Into the Drowning Deep to From Below, because they're so similar so far at the start. So I'm interested to see what differences there are going to be. Obviously there are some already differences, and I do so far prefer Into the Drowning Deep and the way that was built up, but I'm intrigued by From Below, and I like the writing style. So that's a good start, because last week's Kindle book, I only started reading Kindle books like 2 days ago, so it was at the end of last week's vlog, and I didn't get on with it. So we went off to a great start getting back into reading Kindle books. I mean, so far this one's going better. It's just going to be, do I like it on its own, or am I just going to see it as like, this is what we were trying to do with Into the Drowning Deep and it's not worked with this book? I'm not sure. We're going to see. That's not a vampire book, but I like to read something on my lunch breaks at work that's just nice and easy. And the text for Interview with a Vampire is so blimmin' small, I don't know if it's going to happen, which it might. So I may put From Below down and take this one into work and read that on my lunch breaks, but we're going to see. Right, what I was actually wanting to say at the start of this is that on top of a vampire reading vlog, we are also having to make boo boxes. Now, boo boxes, I had no idea what they were until one of my sisters was talking to my other sister about them, because she was making her kids a boo box for them to open up on Halloween. So it's just filled with like chocolate, Halloween treats and stuff, Halloween, like I think she was doing like some crafty things for them, and also so it's just a little box of Halloween gifts, and I thought that was great, and I was like, oh, I kind of want one. And my other sister one of my sisters, I have two sisters, one of them turned around and said to me, hey, do you want me to make you one? And then I said, well, how about we do that instead of Christmas? And she agreed, and then my other sister agreed. So now that's what we're doing. We're doing Halloween boxes instead of Christmas gifts, which is great because we all prefer Halloween anyway, and I think it's going to be so good and so much fun. So we're going to have to go out shopping and find bits to put together for these boo boxes. So I have some plans of what I would like to get, but we're going to have to see what the shops have still and go from there. I mean, it's not even past Halloween yet, so I'm expecting to be able to get a lot of good stuff. We're going to have a look. We're going to do that tomorrow after work and go from there. But that's the reading plans and the not reading plans for this week. I have work for the next 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. So not a lot's going to be happening between those 3 days apart from shopping for these boo boxes and reading Interview with a Vampire. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be so good. But right, I can feel myself about to go on a massive tangent and I don't even know about what, but we're just going to pull the brakes here so that we can stop that and start this vlog nicely with a good sized intro and go from there. Didn't even tell you what Interview with Vampire was about, but I think enough of you have read it that I don't need to, and I can give you what this is about when I've started it. I only know, well, actually very little about this one. Right, okay, ramble territory, let's just go. I'm gonna sit and read. That's the plan. Actually, no, I've got to edit. I'm gonna edit, then sit and read. Adoring this book. It is fantastic. I cannot get enough of it. It is beautiful, it is decadent, it is everything I never knew I wanted. It is so gorgeous. And I'm only on page 72. Like, I have not made much progress in this book at all, and that's absolutely fine with me because this deserves to be cherished. It deserves to take its time with. I do not want to read this book first. I want to read it slowly and absorb it and just glory in its amazingness. Like, it is so, so beautiful. This is everything I want in a Gothic book. Like, 100%. This is me. This is what I want. It is beautiful. The only downside that I have to this book is that the kind of chapters are really long and they're not technically chapters. You do get breaks like this, but even that is really few and far between. So what I've been doing is stopping at natural points. So we have our vampire, Lewis, and he is telling us his story to his interviewer. At those points where we change from Lewis recounting his tale about what's going on, they'll then stop and Lewis will speak to us or the interviewer, and it will comment on something like, oh, I see you have a question for me, or something like that. And those are like natural breaks where I can then stop if I wanted to, which is what I've done here. I'm in love with this. I don't know if you can see how much I have tabbed already, but that is a ridiculous amount of tabs for such a short amount of time. It's so good. It is taking me a lot longer to read than normal. As I said, I am taking my time with it, but part of that is because I keep wanting to reread what I've read. I keep wanting to annotate and underline and tab, and it is so good. So let me take you through the tabbing system. We have quite an extensive one, really. So we have this grey tab. Now the grey tab is for moral questions, so questioning of morals. You know, grey tab, grey morality. We love a character that is morally grey, and so it just worked, you know? I'm really enjoying this. Now, it's not limited to just questions on human morals, but also other things just to do with what it is to be a human and questioning these different things, these different topics. We have a lot of questions where, not so much in the recounting of his tale, but where he's reflecting back on those moments and going, we can have this like deeper discussion about this particular topic, and I really like it. I think it is beautifully done, really fascinating, and just something that I always like to tab when a person becomes morally questionable, or when morals are questioned as a theme within a book. And so the fact that this has it in here is really, really good. I am really intrigued. So like an example would be, I thought aesthetic decisions could be completely immoral, is what our interviewer says. Lewis goes on to say, the conflict lies between the morals of the artist and the morals of society, not between aesthetics and morality. And so those are the sort of conversations that they are having, and it's just so good. That's what this book is. It is just one long dialogue between these two people, and I am here for it. It is fantastic. But moving on, we have this kind of mustard yellow colour, and that's just for quotes I love. The writing in this is, like I said, it is so decadent and sultry. It is gorgeous. I am loving it. It's like silk. It's just so perfect. I love this. The writing is gorgeous. So there's been many moments that I have just adored that haven't fitted into the other tabs, but I've still wanted to mark because I just think they are fantastic. Like, I think that first one is something to do with evil. Evil is always possible and goodness is eternally difficult. And so it's just lots of things like that. I suppose that could come under moral, my grey tab as well, but I just thought it was lovely. And then we have this burgundy colour, and this is for death, the way it's written in this book. So obviously there's a lot of death in here. We are following a vampire, and the way he describes death is so beautiful, to the point where it's almost romanticizing it, which in the case of vampires they are romanticizing death, because in this, the act of taking a life, the act of drinking somebody's blood, is seen as desirable. It is seen as the ultimate desire. It is almost sensual and sexualized in a way. It is just the depictions of it. I mean, they're done really well. I don't know, there's something about it that just works. I really like it. And just not all of it is to do with drinking blood, but just some of the depictions of death are just beautiful. So like this, we have our character Lestat, who changed Lewis into a vampire, and Lestat has a father. I'm not going to go into loads of spoilers and stuff, but just like little details. This is all in the very first bit, so they're not even spoilers, but Lestat has a father that he's looking after, and the father is dying. So Lewis is saying, for when I bring death, it is swift and conscienceless, leaving the victim as if in an enchanted sleep. But this was the slow decay, the body refusing to surrender to the vampire of time, which had sucked upon it for years on end. And I like the way that time has compared to being a vampire, because that's what time does. It is the slow sucking away of life. It was just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Can you tell I'm enjoying this book? It is gorgeous. And then the last thing that I am tabbing so far, because I imagine there's going to be another one, I am contemplating another one, but that is this very dark blue. I mean, to be fair, it's almost black, and that is comments on society. There is lots of social commentary. That's another common thing that I like to tab in my books, is when a author is starting to look at society and commenting on it. And this one has various different comments to make, from modern day, from when our interview is taking place, to back in the past where Lewis had this plantation that he was running with slaves. And so you have various different comments on society at these different times, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other comments are going to happen as we progress through the book and throughout the ages. I assume it's going to take place over quite an expansive amount of time, because sea vampires are immortal. So yeah, this is gorgeous. I am having such an amazing time. I have spent pretty much 8 minutes just talking about this book straight, because it is gorgeous, and that's just the first 70 pages. Like, adore this book. Other tab that I'm contemplating putting in, which I think I will do, is the relationship between Lestat and Lewis. It is very toxic. There is a lot of like gaslighting involved, and I feel like that's quite a common theme within vampire stories, is looking at a toxic relationship, and maybe it's just a way for us to easier explore it by turning those people into vampires, into monsters, which, you know, they are. It's a horrible thing. And again, it's kind of like comparing vampires to time, in the sense that this toxic relationship, it sucks on your soul, like it drains you, and having those figures who are so toxic be vampires does kind of equate. I think it's an imagery that works well, or at least it does for me. And so I am thinking about going back and tabbing those parts, because I think there have been some paragraphs here which are just perfect depictions of being in a toxic relationship and how difficult it is, and how it's a two-sided thing of also the person being afraid to leave for various different reasons, or unable to leave, or not realizing these things because of the gaslighting. So I've done like little notes and things when those moments have come up, so I'm thinking I'll probably tab that as well. Obviously, seeing Lestat and Lewis's relationship, how it's going to develop over time, I think it would be a really interesting one to mark the progress of, so I may do that. But as I said, I haven't actually read much. I am reading about 35 pages a night, and it's a mixture of things because, one, I'm tired after work. I've still got some things that I need to do, like editing and cooking and things. On top of that, it's just the fact that I am reading this book so slowly. I can honestly say, if this carries on the way it started, this is going to be an all-time favourite book, up there with The Picture of Dorian Gray, because this is phenomenal, and I cannot believe it's taken me this long to read. I'm actually going to tell you a story, because originally my dad gave this to me years ago, absolutely years ago, and was like, it's a good vampire book, you'll enjoy it, try it, because I've always liked vampires. But I think I was just too young, I didn't have the appreciation, and I really didn't read far into it. I think I read like 3 pages and then kind of gave up and like put it down and went on to other things. Honestly, what a mistake. What a mistake I made. And it just goes to show how much you can change as a reader, that this, it's just everything. And I think I just have a better appreciation of writing now than when I did when I was a lot younger, because I think actually it might have been even more. It might have been like 17 years ago. I was only in my early teens, so yeah, that was a long time ago, and it just, this is gorgeous. I am loving this so much. It is fantastic. But right, I need to stop talking about this book, but it's so good. But let's actually do some of the bits I managed to get, because we are also doing the boo boxes, and I managed to get a couple of things. Surprisingly, TK Maxx, they've got all their Christmas stuff out. It's not even past Halloween yet, and they've got all of their Christmas stuff out. The Halloween stuff, like this section is like reduced down to 2 little tables. I mean, it's great because they're all on sale, which is nice, but it's also so small, so I didn't find exactly what I was after, but I did get a couple of things that I wanted to get. So first of all, cups. I love a good mug, and so I've decided to get both my sisters a cup. This is one of them. I really like the moon phases on this one. I think it's really good, and it's a really nice size, so I like that. And then I also got this witchy one, which I really liked the colour, and then just the little black witches on their broomsticks. Like, it's so cute. Yeah, really pleased with both of my cups. Well, they're not my cups, they're my sister's cups. Anyway, then I also went to Lush, and I knew, I'm opening this, I'll repackage it. I'll repackage it. But I went to Lush because Lush can always be counted upon to do something with their bath bombs, and one of my sisters absolutely loves Lush bath bombs, and she's finally getting a bath fitted in, and so of course I had to get her a bath bomb to celebrate, and I got her a Scream mask, which you'd appreciate that, and it smells really nice. I like this one. Honestly, I should have got myself one as well. Why I didn't get myself a bath bomb, I don't know, but I really should have. I absolutely love a bath bomb, but I will re-sticker that down for her. For the same sister with the bath bomb, I've also got this Pokemon print, which is of all like ghost type Pokemon, so it works for this time of year as well. I really like Pokemon, she really likes Pokemon, and I had this print from the last Comic-Con I went to, and I haven't actually done anything with it, and I thought she'd probably appreciate it more, so I'm giving that to her. And then I also got some earrings for her. She loves earrings. My other sister, I have ordered some bits, but I'm just waiting for them to arrive because I had to order stuff in the end. And this one, I'm planning on this lot to be for the sister that lives further away, so this is what be posted, so it's all got to be smaller stuff. But we got a set of different earrings, which we have some spiderweb, which I thought were really cool, some Hocus Pocus cauldrons, which again, how amazing, and then the final one, if it will focus, there we go, is these pumpkins, which were just adorable. So they've got all of that. Now alongside that, I did actually pick them up a ghost each when I went to the York Ghost Merchants, I think a couple months ago now, and I was saving these for Christmas presents, but it works so perfectly for these boo boxes. So I'll show you these. This is one of them, which I really liked. Really nice green speckles for the sister with the earrings and all those little bits that I was showing you. We've got this one for my other sister who lives a little bit closer to me, as she loves anything with weird and unusual colours, so I thought she would appreciate the colouring on that one. I've done all this and I'm really hoping that they haven't seen this. To be fair, the sister that lives close to me doesn't watch these videos, so I know she wouldn't have seen it, but my other sister, she sometimes watches these videos. She could have possibly just seen what's about to arrive in her boo box, because by the time this goes live, her boo box should hopefully be getting posted. So fingers crossed she doesn't see it, but hopefully she likes it nonetheless. But that's it for all of the bits so far. As I said, I've got something ordered for one of my sisters, and I need to like actually start getting like the boxes and putting it all together in bit, and I'm going to get them some like chocolate that's going to be in there for them, and I just think it'll be nice. So I've had lots of fun shopping around for those. I was just surprised at TK Maxx that all I managed to get was cups. I kind of thought there'd be more stuff there, but they are transitioning into Christmas stuff, which never mind. Anyway, that's it for this update. Bit of a long one, and I honestly think that the only book I'm reading this week is Interview with a Vampire, because I don't want to rush this. I really want to take it slowly and read it and enjoy it, and I don't want to read something else alongside this, to be quite honest. Like, I know I started the ebook From Below, but I've actually kind of stopped reading it. I didn't read any of it today. I barely read like 2 pages yesterday of it. Not because I'm not enjoying it, because it's actually kind of easy, because I see it as a bit of a reread, almost, because it follows a similar plot line to Into the Drowning Deep, but obviously we're going to see where it all goes, and I do really want to read it, but all I want to do is focus on this, so I'm thinking to not read any more of it until I finish this book, and we're just going to have that. I am working tomorrow, so I'm going to read more of this evening. Tomorrow I'm seeing my partner after work, so I don't know how much I'm going to get read then. Friday I'm off, and Friday I have a hospital appointment, and I'm normally in the hospital for about 5 hours, sometimes 6 hours while this appointment goes on. So if that's the case, I'm going to be taking this with me, and I'm going to probably get a good chunk of this read, but I'm also thinking to take Murder with me, so I've got something different to do, so I can break it up with some like murder mystery puzzles while I'm there. So that's the plan for this. The reason why I'm telling you all this now is because I don't know if I won't be updating tomorrow because I'm seeing my partner, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to have time to update before my hospital appointment, so it might be Friday evening / Saturday morning when I next update. So we're going to see how it goes. The hospital appointment is fine, by the way. It's my routine hospital appointment that I have every 6 months. It's just an infusion thing. I know I had a few people commenting last time hoping that I was okay when it last happened 6 months ago. I'm okay, I'm fine. I just have a long-standing health condition, and it just requires me going into hospital every 6 months to top myself up. It's all fine. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely be taking those with me and a load of snacks, and we're gonna see how that all goes. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably be updating after it's all happened. I'm notorious at running late for things lately, so I'm gonna try and get up earlier on Friday and get myself together, and I think if I try and update as well, it's just not going to happen. I'm going to end up being late. So let's not do that. But yes, I am going to get to reading Into a Vampire. It is so good. It is phenomenal. Like, if you like darker gothic books with glorious writing, like, it is so decadent, and it's slow paced, and it's just a conversation between 2 people. It is so worth it. Like, oh my gosh, it is so worth it. And I know a lot of you have already read this book and you've already told me how amazing it is, and I can just sing extra praises to it, like add my voice to yours, because it is so good. But right, okay, I am actually gonna get on with a couple of things, and then we're gonna get to reading, and yeah, let's enjoy this. It's going to be so good. I never use this angle really. I never show off my desk. it's just perpetually messy. It is constantly messy. And those times when I clear it off to do a couple of clips with my desk involved, it's normally the mess has been moved to my bed and then it goes straight back onto the desk the minute I'm done. Like, it is a mess. But this was an unplanned update. I haven't read anything else. I didn't read anything when I was at work. Instead, I did go to collect an order from TK Maxx, which is, this lighting's gonna go in and out. We are on a cloudy day in the UK. Also, if you hear lots of background noise, my nephew's here. It's also why I don't tend to update on a Thursday. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's cute laughter and everything as he plays with the dog, and other times it's the demon child because he's been told no. So, you know, let's open this actually. Let's check that this order is correct. It's part of the Halloween boo box for my sisters, and yes, it is correct. We got a blanket. Really nice actually, and this was on sale again because of, well, because of the fact that it's no longer Halloween. This is really good. It says 2 of 2. I ordered one thing, so it should be 1 of 1. That's actually really nice. I really like this. This is a nice blanket. Really soft, and I love, like, it's got the skulls and everything, so it works perfectly for Halloween. I really like this. Honestly, I would send my sister one that lives further away, but I'm not sure about how much the packing's gonna cost because I'm gonna need a bigger box to then post it down there. So what I might do is just kind of order one direct for her house and do it that way. This is cute. This is nice. Another boo box done. Well, almost done, because I'm doing it based on price point rather than the amount of items, and I'm just making sure that I spend the same amount on both of them. Anyway, not that you needed to know that, but let's get to the book mail. One of which I know what this is, because this is the Lot Library book. This one I've got no idea at all. This is from Hachette, and I've got no idea because I didn't order this. I haven't requested anything. Don't even know if this is publisher mail. So let's start off with the unknown box. That was so satisfying. Wait, what? I've got 2 books. Why do I have 2 books? What is this? Orbit. Oh my god. Orbit sent me mail. How did this happen? I didn't even think I was on Orbit's publisher mail thing. Okay, well, we have Trial of the Sun Queen and Rule of the Aura King by Nisha J. Tooley, and this is book 1 and 2, with Trial of the Sun Queen is publishing in paperback on the 19th of October, which is today. I mean, thank you very, very much. I don't know. I mean, this is really awesome. Tagline says, A Court of Thorns and Roses meets The Bachelor. 10 women, a deadly conquest. Only one can win the Sun King's heart. Law endured 12 long years of torment under King Aura's rule. Her only desire is to get free and pay him back for every moment of misery she's endured. But Law doesn't belong in the Sun Queen trials. Not only does she not understand why she was freed, she isn't a citizen of the Sun King's court. The other tributes resent her presence and will stop at nothing to ensure Law is wiped off the game board permanently. Now Law must win, because if she loses, she dies, or worse, she'll be sent back into the hands of the Aurora King. This sounds really good! Oh my god! And then we have the second book as well. And I do love A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I feel like these are going to be some really nice, like, palette cleanser books from some of the darker, because I read a lot of dark books. That's something I was realising over the last few days, is I read a lot of dark books, and so I feel like this is going to be a really nice thing to, I mean, it's still darker because of the themes in it, but also lighter to read. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm probably not making any sense. I'm rather tired. I wasn't expecting this. I do think these are going to be like my palette cleanser, easy to read books, a bit like Sarah J Maas books are for me. They're just fun, and I feel like that's what these are going to be. This sounds so good. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'll have to get to those soon. They sound really good. If you've heard of these or anything, or if you've read them, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Right, okay, let's move on to the book mail that I was expecting today. I love that for the month of October, the Lot Library changed up their packaging from pink. This is also the box that, oh, I really wanted to be able to send this box to my sister with all her Halloween bits in, but I don't know if the cup's gonna fit. We're gonna see, we're gonna have to see, but yeah, this is really cool. I really like the way they've done this. I'm excited for this one. I've seen the sprayed edges of this, but I have no idea what book it actually is, and the sprayed edges are really cool. Yeah. Look at that. I really like the broomstick. That's really cool. That's awesome. That looks beautiful. What is it? The Book of Witches, edited by Jonathan Stratton, and illustrations. Ooh, but look how beautiful. Where are the illustrations? Hello. I want to see the illustrations. So they're just like little illustrations on the pages, which is really cool. I like that. Oh, that's really cool. You're not focusing, you're focusing on my face. There. That is really cool. Oh, I like this. Oh, it's an anthology featuring stories from, do I know any of these authors though? Ken Liu. I just read a book by Ken Liu for the first time. Alea Dawn Johnson. She's another Lot Library author that we've had. Fonda Lee, I've heard a lot of things about that author. Have I? Yeah, she did the Jade City. I've read Jade City. Gothic, that's quite a big author as well. Ooh, interesting. So it's a short story collection. So we have A Pinch of Fairy Tale, A Measure of Myth, A Dash of Lore, A Hint of Horror, Add Twig of Broom and Hair of Cat, A Hint of Magic, The Wing of Bat, then brew beneath the darkest moon, so witches will be with you soon. In this spellbinding short story collection, award-winning editor Jonathan Strahan brings together tales both enchanting and terrifying by modern masters, emerging fantasy voices of science fiction and fantasy. Ooh, that sounds really interesting. I like the little quote. There's a little witch in all of us from Practical Magic. That's quite cute. And yeah, there is a lot in here. And then we have What is a Witch as an introduction. This sounds really good actually. This sounds perfect. Perfect for spooky season. And I like the fact that we've got a short story collection. And I do love the cover. Oh, what's underneath the dust jacket? We didn't even check that. Oh, that's nice. I wouldn't say it's their best one, but that's still nice. I like that. At the back it says, "Something wicked this way comes," which actually matches a jumper that I've got because that's a quote from Macbeth and I have a jumper that says the exact same quote. Oh my gosh, well this has been an amazing turn of events with publisher mail and my Lot Library book. Like, this is really good. Plus the blanket, and it was correct, the right blanket. So I think we've had a very accomplishing day, but I am going to go to my partner's now after I've done all this and tidied up a little bit, and then I've got the hospital appointment tomorrow, as I said, and then we'll see what we get done. Oh, I did read a bit more. What was I talking about? I read a bit more. I just haven't read today. I read last night and I got to page 109 and I'm still absolutely loving it. And I did add in the colour for the relationship between Lestat and Lewis, which is in this lighter pink colour. But I'm not going to go into any more thoughts because we're already at the 13-minute mark, so I'm already going to have a fun time trying to edit this all down. I'm loving this. This is great. And we've had some amazing and unexpected book mail, which is awesome. Right, okay, I'm going to get myself ready and I'll catch up with you at some point and go from there. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. Oh, and I forgot, this video is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. No, it's not, because of the amount I've been talking, but we're not going to have Saturday because Saturday is the Readathon day, which is the Tackle Your TBR Readathon that I host bi-monthly. I'll have everything linked below. It's just a chill, basically take a day to rest, relax and read. Like, that's literally all it is. I don't stay up for 24 hours. I just use the excuse to cancel all plans and be like, I'm reading today. So that's what Saturday is dedicated to. There'll be a separate video for Saturday. So if I don't update Friday, it will be Sunday after the readathon. No, not Sunday, because Sunday I'm really busy. So Monday after the readathon and everything, and probably when I finish this book. But it's so good. It's all the things I've already said. It's fantastic. But I need to stop talking because unedited, this is already getting on for an hour long and we've still got the extra bits to do and like wrapping it all up and actually finishing a book. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a long one. I feel like the last couple of vlogs that I've had have been a bit shorter. They've been around 30 to 40 minutes. I feel like this one's going to be back to the hour-long mark, but it's good. It's fun. I'm having a grand old time and I need to stop talking. So let's do that. Let's stop talking and get on with things, and I will catch up with you very soon. Finished interview with the vampire. This was fantastic. I adored this book. I have annotated so much, and in all honesty I could have annotated more. There was a point when I was at the hospital where I didn't really underline much. I was actually really tired. My appointment, I ended up leaving at like just after 4, so I'd been there for over 7 hours, and in all honesty I napped quite a bit, which is always nice. I liked the fact that I can just chill out and nap and then read a little bit and just get on with things, you know. But it did mean, because I was feeling quite tired, that I didn't annotate as much as I thought, and those were in the bits with Claudia. I can do a whole separate annotating system just for Claudia. Claudia is a character in here that we meet as a child, and she gets turned into a vampire as a child, and you'll see in her development, but it's only a mental development because obviously her body's not going to age anymore because she's now a vampire. But mentally, she is a grown woman. She has grown, she has been around for hundreds of years now. Maybe not quite 100 years, maybe like 100? Maybe just under 100 years. But the point is, she's a grown woman and she's stuck inside this child's body, and you see the different relationships and the way their relationship changes because of this. You have their relationship starting off as a father-daughter, and then the relationship changing to more. It does make you question things. It can get very disturbing in lights. Like, nothing is explicit in this book to do with that relationship at all. It's more just talking about it and going, what would it be like to be a woman trapped within a child's body and not being able to experience things? That's where it questions it, and it just blurs the lines of relationships as a result. Also have a lot where she's spoken about as if she's a doll constantly, and you see how again that has an impact on her mental state. And I just feel like I could have done a whole separate tabbing system just for that, and honestly I will do. I do plan on rereading this book. I fell in love with this, and I know upon reread I'm really going to explore that because it did intrigue me a lot. I was just a bit too tired to do that further. I annotated a couple of things and changed the relationship tab that I had to, instead of just being Lestat and Lewis, to Lestat, Claudia and Lewis. And then honestly there's another character where I could have added more in for that. So relationships I kind of just changed to a generic relationship tab, but I've got so many and I absolutely loved this. This was so perfect. It was brilliant, and like I say, I know that when I reread this I'll be annotating even more. Like, it's definitely going to be probably one of the most annotated books that I've ever had. It was so good. I just loved everything about it. I loved the writing, I loved the conversations that they were having about humanity and morality and the social questions, like calling out on society. Even towards the end, like, I was finishing this up last night and again I was a bit tired, so there was a couple of tabs that I could have put in that talks about society. It was just so good. It was fantastic, and I keep wanting to say to myself this is the only book I've read this week, which is correct for this vlog, but I did have the readathon on Saturday and that went really well, so I have read more books this week, just not for this video, although the readathon video will be out before this one, so I'll have it linked below if you want to watch it. But I'm also not mad about the fact that this is the only book I've read this week, because it's worth it. Like, it's so worth it to have a dedicated video to just this book. And I'm so pleased I took my time with it and I didn't rush read it, that I really could immerse myself in this book. It was so good. It's definitely a new favourite and I would highly recommend. Obviously there are darker themes in here, as I've touched upon, like it talks about death, passion, and obviously the very difficult relationship between Claudia and the men that turned her into a vampire, and dealing with all of that. Like there's a lot. There's a lot. There's also a lot of things about Lewis being kind of depressed, where he's fallen into despair about his existence and he's just feeling so melancholic, and you've got all of that. And again, that could be a whole nother tab just following that. There's so much. There's so much. This was so good, and I am very intrigued to get the next book as well, because I would be really interested. I have heard a few people saying it's nowhere near as good, but I have had 1 or 2 people saying actually they preferred it, so I definitely want to give it a try. Can't believe it took me this long to read it. It was so good. Also, alongside that, we did finish one of the boo boxes, as you saw, so we've got to be posting that, but we're actually going to be finishing the video here. I've really enjoyed this week. Like, I know it's only been focusing on one book and then the boo boxes and stuff, but it's just been really fun, and I've been feeling really in like the spooky Halloween mood because of it all, and it's just been good. It's been really good. I've had a fantastic reader month, and this is definitely at the top of that. It's been really good. Really, really good. Before I just keep waffling on about how good it's all been, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you so very much for watching this video. If you have made it this far, then let's put a blood drop emoji for this book, because it was just so perfect. So perfect. I loved this so much. Oh, I didn't talk about the art exhibit thing that you would have seen in the b-roll. So me and my partner spent the day together yesterday, and he had booked tickets to this art exhibit that was looking at Seoul in South Korea. But that was really interesting. I really liked it. It was a whole building, and it went upstairs and downstairs, and you would like really try and find things. There's like a little bit of a treasure hunt thing going on as well, and each room was different, and it really showed the essence of what it's like there, and I really liked it. I thought it was really, really good. So that was amazing. But okay, now we're gonna go. So as I said, if you've made it this far, then put a blood drop emoji for Interview with the Vampire, and thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things really help this channel grow. My social media links will be linked below, as well as anyone I've mentioned, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.